I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best small forwards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, let me know in the comment section down below who are your guys' favorite small forwards to run right now in the game. And of course, let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be Diamond Joe Smith. He's a small forward, power forward, 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan. So obviously he does have a really good height and a really good wingspan for the small forward position. Obviously, we've gotten some really good small forwards over the past couple of days, so Joe Smith has definitely dropped a lot on this list, and a lot of other cards, aren't even making the top 10, but Joe Smith's still going to be a really good offensive small forward, has a pretty good jump shot. I mean, I do wish it was a little bit faster on quick timing, and I also wish he had some better dribble sigs, but he's a 6'10" small forward. He can move a little bit on the court, knock down threes, and overall be a very solid defender. But coming in, I'm a number 9 spot, probably one of my favorite small forwards to use in the game just for the defensive purposes, and that's going to be Pink Diamond AK-47. He's a 6'9" small forward with a 7-foot wingspan. And then you take a look at the defensive stats. He's got a 97 block, 97 steal, 97 lateral quickness with a 96 perimeter, and a 94 interior defense. I mean, this card is probably still one of the best defenders in my team. Yes, offensively, he's not going to be like super amazing, but if you're just looking for a lockdown small forward, a guy that can shoot the 3-ball when he's wide open, create his own shot if he needs to with the normal leaner. He's got an okay jump shot. He can move a little bit with the MJ dribble style, but if you're just looking for a small forward that mainly plays great defense and does have the height and wingspan to play the small forward spot, a guy that you could put on their best ball handler, I mean, AK is probably one of the best for that situation in the game. But overall, I do think he's the 9th best small forward. And then coming in at the number 8 spot, these next 3 small forwards, it really just comes down to whose jump shot you like more. At number 8, I got Paul George. He's a small forward, power forward, 6'9" with a 6'11" wingspan. And with this card, the problem is not his stats or his badges. I mean, the speed with ball definitely could be a little bit higher. Only being an 88 is a little bit disappointing, but overall, stats and badges are pretty much perfect for a guy like Paul George. And he's also got, some okay dribble sigs. It really just comes down to if you like his jump shot, because it is still a little bit slow, even though it's on quick timing. It's a lot better than what it was on normal, compared to his other Galaxy Opal and his Pink Diamond. So a way better release for this all-star Paul George card. But in my opinion, at number 7, I do think Kevin Durant has honestly got a better jump shot, but stats and badges wise, I'm telling you guys right now, you're not going to notice a difference between a guy like Paul George and Kevin Durant. They're basically the same card, at least stats and badges wise. Yes, KD is like an inch taller, has like 5 inches on the wingspan, so that does make a pretty big difference as well. And I think Kevin Durant's also probably going to be slightly better on the defensive end because of the wingspan and the animations he gets in game as well. Dribble sigs wise, honestly, not that big of a difference between Paul George and Kevin Durant. Like I said, jump shot wise, it really just comes down to whose release you prefer. And in my opinion, I like KD's jump shot a little bit more than a guy like Paul George. And then coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be Galaxy Jason Tatum. And like I said, these last 3 small forwards, Paul George, KD, and Tatum, literally the way you rank it in order just comes down to whose jump shot you like the best. In my opinion, I think Tatum's got the best release, then KD second, and then Paul George third, because their movement, all 3 of them aren't going to have like insane dribble sigs. No one has a Steve Francis size up, a Fox size up, a John Wall escape. I don't think any of them have a Kobe escape either, so they're all not amazing sigs wise, and it really just comes down to their jump shot because their stats and badges are basically the same for all 3 of these cards. So let me know in the comment section down below, out of these 3 small forwards, how would you guys rank them between Tatum, Kevin Durant, and Paul George? For me, I'm going Paul George 8, Kevin Durant 7, and then Tatum 6. And then guys, halfway into my list here, breaking into the top 5 is going to be Zion Williamson. I think he's an amazing 6'7" small forward. He also does have a 6'10" wingspan, and I think he's slightly better than guys like Tatum, Paul George, and KD, just by a slight though, because I think his stats are overall probably a little bit better. He's an amazing slasher, 99 driving dunk, 97 vertical. Like, I mean, just take a look at these athleticism stats. He's got a 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 97 strength, 97 vertical. I mean, the card's going to be an absolute bully on the offensive and defensive end. And then you take a look at the defensive stats. He's got 90 in those 4 categories that really matter: the block, steal, perimeter, and interior defense. So a little bit higher than a guy like Tatum's, a little bit more steal and a little bit more block. So I'd say Zion probably is one of the best defenders out of the last 4 small forwards we talked about. And then jump shot wise, I do think he's got the best release, and he's also got way better dribble sigs than a guy like Tatum, a guy like KD, or a guy like Paul George. And he's also got the normal leaner, which, if I'm not mistaken, I know Tatum doesn't have the normal leaner. I don't think Kevin Durant has a normal leaner. He doesn't. And Paul George, I think Paul George might have the normal leaner. He does. So that's also a pretty big difference between like Zion and Tatum. I do think Zion overall probably just a little bit better at the small forward position. And then at my number 4 spot is going to be Galaxy Scottie Pippen. I actually do think he's a better small forward than he is shooting guard. I know a lot of people do like running him at shooting guard, obviously because of the height, the wingspan. But I think honestly the way that I run my lineup, having him at small forward is probably a little bit better because he's still one of the best defenders in the game. He's basically just AK but on the perimeter. Like, he's got a 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter, and also does have a 91 interior defense and an 87 block. I mean, the way that I look at it, AK is probably a better all-around defender than Scottie Pippen, but on the perimeter, you know, with his defensive stance being Kawhi Leonard, and I don't think AK has the Kawhi Leonard defensive stance, he doesn't. So that is a little bit of a difference as well. But obviously I'm not comparing AK and Pippen, because Pippen's obviously a lot better with a way better jump shot, pretty good sigs, and really good on the offensive end. So for me overall, I think Scottie Pippen the 4th best small forward. And then breaking into the top 3, this is where we get to some very, very elite small forwards, and I would say a decent jump compared to the last kind of 7 cards we've gone over. Dark Matter Giannis, though, I do think is the 3rd best small forward. He's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. And I know some people aren't the biggest fan of this card or don't think he's like crazy good. I think he's better at power forward, but even at small forward, I mean, like, this card stats and badges wise is absolutely insane, but I do understand where people are coming from, where they say his jump shot really isn't the best, and I do agree with that. I really wish they would either change his base or change his upper, because it's on quick timing now, so it should be a lot faster than it is. It still does feel pretty slow in game, but all around, it's still going to be Giannis at small forward. He's got the height, the wingspan, he's super glitchy, you know, he's probably one of the best all-around defenders in the game, maybe even the best all-around defender with his stats, his badges, and then obviously his player model and his height as well. Like, if you take a look at his defensive stats, or defensive badges I should say, he's got pretty much every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in my team. And if you look at a guy like AK, where yes, he's got probably maybe better stats than Giannis, or, you know, maybe has a better player model, whatever you want to say, but Giannis has got more, you know, Hall of Fame badges for the defensive side of things. So overall, I think Giannis is going to be the 3rd best small forward. And then at my number 2 spot is going to be the longevity king, Tim Thomas. I mean, this card came out November the 4th, and after we just got 2 Dark Matters that both can play small forward, Tim Thomas is still number 2. That is crazy to me that he's been out for what? I'm not good with math, but that's what, 4 months, I believe, maybe 4.5, you know, because we're like, what, February the 20th? I think that's 4.5 months, and he's still the 2nd best small forward after we just got 2 Dark Matters that can both play small forward. That just shows you how good this Tim Thomas card is, and it's really just coming down to his animations. Still has some of the best dribble sigs in the game, still has one of the best jump shots in the game, and stats wise, I mean, he's a 6'10" small forward with some pretty decent stats. Obviously, once we keep getting more Dark Matters at the small forward position, you know, guys like Tatum, KD get their Dark Matters, you know, some other glitchy small forwards like AK gets a Dark Matter, that's probably when we'll see, you know, the fall of Tim Thomas a little bit, going down below top 5, top 10, but for the next month, I still see him being a top 5, top 10 small forward in the game. But right now, I have him number 2, right behind a guy like LeBron James. I mean, for me, I think at small forward, he's easily better than a guy like Tim and Giannis as well. Now, you can compare Giannis, you know, and LeBron as a card overall, because like I said, I think Giannis is better at power forward. But if we're just strictly talking about at the small forward position, I just don't see a small forward that really comes close to LeBron. Obviously, Tim Thomas is really good, but this LeBron all around, I do think is the 2nd or best card in the game, right behind a guy like Yao Ming. I mean, he's just so elite, great jump shot, great dribble sigs, has a normal leaner. Like, there's just no flaws with this card. There's really no flaws you can think of, except for maybe an 87 ball handle. Like, if you're really trying to nitpick on a LeBron, that's pretty much it, because he's got 30 Hall of Fame badges. It's LeBron James. He's got a great player model, you know, gets great defensive animations. Like, I mean, it's just LeBron. Like, he's got the LeBron motion style, so he's got a great defensive stance all around. I do think he's going to be the best small forward, but let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about my top 10 small forward list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.